Okay, hello and welcome back to yet another video from MattyDTube. And if you can hear a plane in the background, that's because there's a plane in the background. So I'm just gonna shut the window for a second and then continue. Okay, we're back, and in today's video, as you can see by the title, today's video will be about bonds. And as you can see by the literal image on the screen of Goku and Vegeta, I think you could be able to tell, depending on like the type of person you are, that this video will be about bonds. And I'll actually use the word togetherness. As per usual, I have 4 points, and you're not looking at your notebook. If you don't get caught, it's not happening if you can't see it. You know how it is. But yeah, I guess with that pretty much explained, this video is going to be about togetherness and bonds, family bonds, friendship bonds, beyond friendship bonds, stuff such as that. And like who should you specifically have these types of bonds with, that you know that, oh, this person won't do this and that to me in the end. With that said, I guess we can roll the intro. So as per usual, let's roll the intro. So just like any of my other normal videos, I want to start with point 1, because like of course you're not going to start from point 1 and go over to point 5. Anyways, let's get on with this video. So with point 1, I have bonds. I mean, you might or might not get the reference. I mean, I have people on the screen who have great bonds. You have Killua and Gon, Goku and Vegeta, Edward, Elric and his brother. And these are bonds, like they are unbreakable. These are like the sort of unbreakable bonds that you have with people, which is pretty self-explanatory, which is basically bonds which are you're not really able to break. They're hardcore bonds. They're bonds that you normally have unbreakable bonds with those people that are really, really close to you, the people who like you're comfortable around, and they're bonds that you just click with someone. You meet a person, and like it can be because you both have the same interests, or you just like click when you first meet. It's not just random people that you're on the street that you meet. Let's say, for example, you take Goku and Vegeta. That's one that basically they met not really the best of times, but they were able to click a little bit later on. But people like Edward, Elric and his brother Alphonse, they were bonds. They were brothers, and they've bonded. I mean, even if you do or do not like your siblings, you do have that blood bond. You with your sibling, if you have one, you are literally bound by blood. That is a unbreakable bond in itself. But you don't always have to get along with your siblings just because you're bound by such an inner thing such as blood. Or DNA, or like the same parents. If you don't get along, or if you don't click, then that's not a real bond. So those are unbreakable bonds. Just a bond that when you and another person just click, and then like you just get along like you were supposed to be. I don't really believe in like soulmates, but if there was a definition, it will be some sort of like someone that you just click with. It can be a friendship, because that in itself is a sort of relationship in a sense, or like a little bromance, something like that, Alright, so for that's point 1. That basically wraps up point 1. Let's go with point 2. The thing is, like I said, this is actually kind of the perfect image for this. You have to choose who you bond with, who you are close to, and who you put all your trust in. Because once you have bonded with this person, you're now basically like, if I'm talking about unbreakable bonds, you're now really, really close with this person, and then you can trust them. So you always have to get to know the person before you can trust them with basically your life, or your most prized possessions and prized belongings, or let's say something really important to you or close and dear to you. You can trust them with that. You need to know who you are giving your all to, who you're putting and spending all your time with, and if they're having the best effect on you and your life, for the better or be it for the worst. That's the thing. You have to like put down, oh yes, like you can have bonds, just a simple, oh yeah, he's my friend, she's my friend, yada yada yada. But then you have like I'm gonna get to this a little bit later, but I'm going to like talk about it a little bit now. You can like basically make family out of friends. Like, yeah, basically like the people that you consider to be like relatives, like they're not blood related, but they're so close to you that they're like that they are like siblings to you. But you have to choose specifically. Depends on like, because you, if you just met this person and you just tend to click because of a certain like and dislike that you have, or because you both like enjoy the same thing, or because you just click one day, or like you're just really easy to talk to that person, you still have to like get to know them. Just because you know that you two have stuff in common doesn't mean that it's necessarily the best, because the person like the person in general could just be someone who can like, you tell them a secret and they'll just go around telling other people, because you don't really know. You have to choose who you're going to have that unbreakable bond with. I guess that again wraps up point 2. Let's go to point 3. This thing is going quickly. I'm flying. Alright, like I said, I've already mentioned point 3 and point 2 a little bit. It's basically further than friendship, brother slash sister relationship or bond or something like that, where you basically see another person that is not your family, or like close, or like bound to you by literal like bound to you legitimately by blood, and you see them as a family member or as someone that is so close to you that like you can legitimately see them as family. A family bond is more than just just click. You will legitimately, like, you're all together and like get along, or you don't get along, you will always still be together. That's the thing. You're not really forced to have a bond with your parents or your family, because it's either you like them or you don't. I mean, depending on the person that you're with. But that's always a deeper relationship and a deeper bond than your friendship. Each relationship and each bond is different, whether you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever you sexually identify as. I mean, this world is this world at this point, but like, I don't know. And then you have family, and then you have friends, and then you have really, really close friends that to you are like family, but they're not family in themselves. Yeah, that basically again wraps up this point. It's basically, to sum it up, further than friendship, like you see them as a brother, you see them as someone like, or a sister, and you see them as someone that you can talk to and like express your emotions and your feelings with, somebody that you can just rant out all your problems or cry, or a shoulder to cry on, or just let out your feelings to them. So something that you'll do with family is something that you'll do with this friend, because they are further and more closer to you than like, they're just as close to you as family. Yeah, speaking about family, this is like the best segue to point 4. Wow, okay, yeah, this thing is really going quickly. Yeah, so family bonds, this is not the best image to be on the screen for this, and until it gets to Alphonse and Elric, it won't be the best image on the screen for this. But a family bond is some real OG stuff, you know, like if you have a family bond, I mean, it depends. Actually, it depends on the family dynamic in itself, because you can get along with your parents or you don't, depending on the person you are, let me say that again. Depending on the person you are, or depending on your family members as a whole. Like it really, I mean, it can all come down to like your interest and the person's interest. But if you're basically the best of both worlds from your parents, then if you have a sibling, if you don't, then the only things that'll be true for you is friendship, or like if you have like a girlfriend or like a boyfriend or something like that, then that will also be for you. But I won't be discussing that, because I personally don't have any experience with that. It's just, that's sad. That's not even funny. That's sad. But or like a really, really close friendship as like a family bond that's not your family. So this brother sister stuff that I may be talking about in the family bond won't really apply to you if you're only child, just like me. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, it depends on who you are as an individual, and who your parents are, or who your family is, or like aunties, uncle, who they are as a person or in general. And if you can connect and click with them, that's the whole point of a bond, for you to be able to connect and click with someone. 5th point, which is basically the 5th point and the conclusion. You have to choose how close they are. You have to pick who you are really close to. I mean, if you don't pick wisely, then it can leave you in shambles. You can just one day just like, oh, we just don't have a connection no more. One day you don't even have to like, there wouldn't even have to be like a reason for you to like stop being friends or something like that. It just happens, like, oh, we just grew distant. Because that's the thing, it's not, for an unbreakable bond, if it's something that clicks easily, it's not the hardest thing to make, but it's worse when you like let it go. When you lose it, it's worse than just a friendship, because a friendship like that took some time to make. You like got to know each other, like, oh, yada yada yada. There are many people out there in the world that I can like become friends with because we may share interests. There are many people out there, but for someone that you just click with, it's easy to like come together. It's easy for you to be friends and stuff, but like it's hard for you to let go. Like, yeah, I guess that's really it. I need to check when the outro is going, because this is the voiceover, and right now all I see is where the voice notes are, and I can't see where the outro is gonna be. So I'm gonna come back in a bit. Yeah, I'm back. Well, I guess that really wraps it up. I want to know more about you. Like, what do you think about this? Do you think that we should have such close bonds? Because if we have such close bonds and then they just let go, that will really hurt us. But at the same time, it will be a blessing with spending time with that person. Or do you think that we should always have bonds with someone we should stick close to because they can be a shoulder to lean on? Tell me your thoughts. I would like to know. And yet again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.